With the deadline for the Minnesota Vikings to sign franchise tag safety Anthony Harris to a long-term extension gone and went yesterday, now there is a bit of concern of what's going to happen with the Viking safety groups, because as of right now, the Vikings do have the best safety duo in the NFL. Anthony Harris, 29 years old. Harrison Smith, 31 years old. But also, they're not tethered to the team long term. And also, you do have to worry about them aging out soon, because I still believe that they're firmly in their prime. Anthony Harris just scratching that surface. Been the best free safety in the NFL for the past 2 years. I think that both he and Harrison probably have about 3 to 4 more good years in them a piece, potentially even more. But you do have to wonder, especially with so much veteran turnover on the Vikings as of late, especially on that defensive side of the ball, how much longer Rick Spielman wants to keep the band together. Same thing with Mike Zimmer, who has come out and said, the safety position isn't all that important, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I was concerned, just looking a couple years down the road, as teams always should do. That's why the Vikings had so many damn draft picks this year. I was on board if they wanted to take a shot on a safety like LSU's Grant Delpit, or Antoine Winfield from the Gophers, or Xavier McKinney from Bama relatively early in the draft. Didn't happen. The Vikings did pick up a 6th-round pick Josh Metellus out of Michigan, as well as 7th-round pick Brian Cole out of Mississippi State University, even though he played slot cornerback, as well as Miles Dorn, the UDFA out of North Carolina. Plus, I think Harrison Hand, the 5th-round cornerback from Temple, could move to safety, but that's a whole nother conversation. But basically, beyond Harris and Harrison, there's potential, but the cupboard is relatively bare in terms of succession plan, because it is possible that Anthony Harris's final season is this year, 2020, with the Vikings, because he's going to be another year older, unless he does the damn thing yet again, which I believe he certainly can. I mean, what are the chances that the Vikings are going to sign him up to a long-term deal next offseason when he's a year older and has a year less of his prime remaining? As well as Harrison Smith. So first off, I think Harrison could play until he's 35 if he wanted to, as well as play at a high level, especially with his style of play, especially his role in the Zimmer Hellfire defense. I think that there will always be a role for him. And also, he does have 2 years remaining, 2 non-guaranteed years, by the way, as well as he's barely in the top 10 in terms of highest paid safety in the league, just because his contract has been grandfathered out, as well as when he signed that contract, he was barely top 5. I believe he was the 5th highest paid safety in terms of average per year when he signed it. So even though he could easily command top tier safety money, he didn't do it at the time. He hasn't made a peep about it as of late. Harrison actually strikes me as the guy who's like, whatever, just pay me whatever you think that I'm worth. I'm just here for the team. If I give up a couple extra dollars less, and that can keep a guy like Anthony Barr, keep a guy like Eric Kendricks and Daniil Hunter around, not Xavier Rhodes, I'll do it. He's always struck me as that sort of guy, but I think the Vikings should take care of Harrison Smith, give him another extension, freshen up that average per year, as well as give him a little bit more guaranteed money to make sure that he does retire as a Viking. Now, I was all for giving Anthony Harris an extension at a reasonable rate, and what is reasonable in the grand scheme of things. I because of his age being 29, I didn't think that he should scratch the Kevin Byard, Eddie Jackson, even Landon Collins type of $13-14 million per year. If they would have found a compromise at, say, 11, 12-ish, I would have been down for that, but it wasn't meant to be. Didn't happen. So I think that the Vikings should go into the draft next year with safety as a potentially a high priority, even though with Zimmer's saying that safety isn't necessarily important, as well as you look at what has happened at the safety position opposite Harrison Smith, where it was Jamarcus Sanford, who was a later round pick. It was Andrew Sendejo, who was a UDFA. We got Anthony Harris, who was UDFA, as well as Jaron Kearse, who was a 7th round pick. So there is a lot of upward mobility of later round as well as undrafted safety. So it would be breaking from tendencies if Rick Spielman did address safety relatively early in the draft last year. The last day 1, day 2 safety was, of course, Harrison Smith in 2012 at the back end of the first round. Matt Khalil was the first pick, of that draft, number 4 overall. It was great. It was great overall. But Like we said yesterday, enjoy this while it is here. Enjoy Harrison and Anthony Harris as the best safety duo in the NFL. It's extremely important, especially with so many young cornerbacks in this group, to have that solid safety umbrella over the top. So if they want to keep the band together, they're probably going to have to shell out some dollars. But like we pointed out before, because the Vikings have Mike Hughes and Holton Hill and everyone else is on the rookie deal, they're not paying premium money at cornerback, so they can spread the money around to Harris as well as Harrison Smith, and it's not too disjointed if you take the defensive back group as a whole. But are they going to keep 41 and 22 together after the season? They're probably a bit of an underdog, especially signing Anthony Harris long term. I think Harrison Smith sticks around, hopefully, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, but your thoughts. The Vikings best safety duo in the NFL, but how long? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skull, production value.